Salut, c'est Madame Hennessy. Aujourd'hui, nous sommes mercredi, le 29 avril. On continue en quarantaine. Aujourd'hui, il fait gris, il fait du vent, il pleut. Très gris dans le ciel. Triste. Le ciel est triste. Mais les plantes sont heureuses. Donc, alors, okay, so you guys probably haven't seen my face yet this week unless you're behind on your e-learning, so I figured I'd check in on you guys. We are down to our last month of the school year. We're down to your last month of 8th grade, your last month of middle school at all. So hopefully you're still chugging along with your e-learning, putting in the work, trying to get yourselves prepared for high school. But remember that, even though you're physically in a different place from me, you don't have to go through this stuff alone. Send me questions, send me requests for Zoom video conferences, because we can do one-on-one or small group conferences whenever you need. There is a chat feature on Canvas in addition to the message inbox. Apparently, this is a thing I've heard. I haven't actually tested it out yet. But I can set up some office hours that I'll be on the chat so that you can just send me quick little messages that aren't as formal as emails and therefore are less intimidating, hopefully. But yeah, communicate with me. If you have questions, even if they're little questions, feel free to send them my way, because I'm a teacher. Teachers answer all the questions, big and little. And in-depth analytical thinking questions, and the questions that you realize afterwards are just oh my gosh, that was so stupid. But it would be boring without all those questions. So send me those questions. And even if the answer turns out to be obvious afterwards, it's better to have help clarifying and making sure that you know exactly what you're supposed to be doing and you know what you want to know, than to just sit there what is learning? So yeah, send me questions. So this week you guys are reading the little picture book, Le Week en Quarantaine. I learned how to illustrate things on my iPad for that one, so that's a new quarantine skill that I have developed for you guys. And that story is going to be a good example for you guys to look at as you begin planning things out for your story project. If we were in normal school settings, then this project I would be grading based on accuracy of your sentences, but these are not normal times, so we're not going to do normal grading. It's just going to be completion based for the different steps of your project process. So if you go to your assignments on your Canvas calendar, or through syllabus, or through assignments, there are a bunch of different places where you can find it. There's a ton of information. There's a Google Doc with the directions themselves. There's a breakdown of the due dates of what portions of the project are due on what days. The original version of this project was designed for being in class, and that was much longer of an assignment, where you had to make your own illustrations, and there was a certain number of colors per illustration, and you had to do a bunch of sentences for each section of it, and I just pared that down to the minimum. You can Google image search to find the pictures you want to put in there, do what you gotta do. But the idea here is to show off some of the proficiency that you have acquired this year. So I will end up giving you feedback on your writing proficiency level that you show off in your story project, but that proficiency level doesn't affect your grade. It's just completion, getting it done, that affects your grade. You're gonna come up with character, another character. So 2 characters. Tell me the weather, the setting, problem resolution, and like moral of the story. So you can use Loïc en quarantaine for examples of a bunch of those types of sentences that we're looking for in there. You can also base your story off of the class stories that we've made thus far. So I posted on Canvas a Google Doc that's a compilation of all of the class stories from all of the class periods all in one place. I color coded which ones are stories versus one-word images versus calendar and weather talk. So hopefully that should make things easier. You can just like take those ideas right out of that document and tweak little things along the way. So just adjust certain words. So like maybe instead of being a happy waffle named Pancake, it's like a sad bowl of cereal named French Toast. I don't know. But yeah, you can take those ideas. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can base this off of the free writes that you've done in the past. So you can flip through your portfolio. You can look through the free writes that you've submitted on Canvas. But you can use simple ideas that are already out there and just tweak little bits of the phrases in order to make it your own. Because since you're just starting off with the language, you want to start off with familiar sentence structures and then adjust from there. And then as you build to a higher proficiency level in later years, then you're going to be able to come up with more unique sentence structures. But you guys are still building the grammar skills for that. Your story can be all in present tense. I'm going to teach you guys some past tense grammar stuff. So I'm going to teach you guys 2 different forms of past tense over the next 2 weeks. I'll probably post another like little story for you guys on Canvas based on a baking disaster that I caused in my own kitchen yesterday. Have you ever messed up a recipe so badly that you had to vacuum the inside of your oven? I have. Yeah, so that story is coming in the near future. So you could even tweak that idea. You could make your story about your own e-learning adventures. You could personify the homework from a class that is frustrating. Maybe it could be like you trying to get all your e-learning done and then someone keeps coming in and trying to distract you from your work, because if it weren't for that one person, then you'd have an A+ in every single class because you're wonderful. Yeah. I look forward to seeing what funky ideas you guys come up with. But remember to like actually base your output, your writing for this project on input that you've received before. Otherwise it's nonsense or plagiarism. Don't Google Translate. You're better than that. We're all better than that. But yeah, feel free to send me obnoxious amounts of emails, especially if you're like trying to come up with a sentence and you're like, is this real or is this garbage? Send me that sentence. We'll work with it. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. So yeah, bye-bye.